Crypto God here, and today we have a couple lovely gentlemen from the south of the equator. We have Sebastian and Martin from Feed. How are you doing today, Sebastian?
Hello, Crowley. How are you? Thank you for the interview. I'm very excited to talk to you.
I am so excited. It doesn't happen all the time on this program where I get someone from Argentina.
Yeah. Do you know Argentina?
Well, not as well as I would like.
Yes, it's a beautiful country.
I've heard good things.
We have a lot of meat, wine, beautiful women. It's a lovely country.
Oh, you're talking my language now. Meat, wine, and beautiful women. Woo! The only things I need to survive. Now, you got some tobacco, right? I'm going to need some tobacco.
Tobacco, yes, but it's like every other part of the world. I mean, our best.
Right.
The wines from Argentina are the best we got.
I love it. I love it. Now, now you're Sebastian, right?
Yeah, I'm Sebastian, yes.
Now, we also have Martin. How are you today, Martin?
Hello, Crowley. How are you? I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing good. Now, is he telling the truth? Are the women there beautiful?
The women's?
Yeah, the women's.
Yes, they are.
I love it. I love it. Now, Sebastian.
Yes, Crowley. I hope that you understand me because my English is not very good, but I'm trying to improve it because I'm talking every day with people in our Discord and Telegram group.
Right. Well, actually, that's something I wanted to bring up, right? We all have encounters here in America with people that aren't native English speakers. Yeah. When I talked to Martin the first time, I told Martin, you guys are going to have to get a good microphone so it's easier to understand. And I think it's going to go a long way is just explain to people, they got good things to say. Just let me translate a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, we have a new mic. I'm feeling like a YouTuber now.
Yeah. They have the same mic at home that I have in my studio because they're like, Crowley, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I got you. I sent them a link. We rescheduled the interview because they really cared about your guys' experience at home. So let's make sure to show them a little bit of love.
Thank you. Yes, I mean, it was like 20 years I wasn't speaking English every day, but now I am. So I have
coming a long way
to get the rust off.
Right. So I think it's a good step for you guys, very specifically, kind of go out there and not waiting for it to be perfect. Because really, if what you're saying is good, then it's good. And from what I understand, you guys are looking to do some real good stuff. Now, the name is called Feed.
Yes, Feed token.
And your mission is to feed people, right? Like fighting world hunger.
That's correct. Yes, that's our idea. And that's how we want to help to make the world a little better. Especially in this time that all the COVID outbreak, it's like very hard for countries, especially poor countries like Argentina, a lot of other countries that are struggling with the COVID and the economy that is down.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard. Maybe that's why all your women are so beautiful because they can't afford to get fat.
No, they're beautiful. It's like a mixture of cultures and we receive a lot of immigrants from Europe and they mix with the natives and
right. No, it's just a joke. Just a joke.
Yeah, yes, I know.
But it's the world. The places where it's hard to feed people. It's really a shame with how much money is out there when, we shouldn't have a world hunger crisis.
Yes, of course we shouldn't. It's unbelievable, and when you can do everything and some people can have everything now, are people hungry? That's our mission. I mean, at first we were planning to help our country, but we have to get global because cryptocurrency is not very, very known here in Argentina. So, we started a global project.
Right. You know what I actually heard today? That El Salvador is linking their currency to cryptocurrency.
Yes, it's a great news I think it's a great news for cryptocurrency, but it's also great news for Salvadorians because they are also a little country struggling with their economy, but it will help a lot for them.
Right. I think it's crazy to me that El Salvador is the first place doing that, you know? And like, it's a really big step. It's a really big step towards the future. And like, I have a lot of love for just other cultures, right? One of my closest friends growing up, you know, he was from Kenya. Then I had another friend growing up. He was, you know, from China. And these people of other worlds, you know, when we're here in America, right? And we don't have a lot of struggle in America because America is like, you know, you guys over there live in that reality and we're over here and we don't see the same type of hardship other people see, right?
Of course, yeah.
And so my eyes were open to the bigger world much early on. And it breaks my heart when you know that there's kids all over the world going to bed without food.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that this can happen now in 21st century. But well, here in Argentina, we see it like every day. Of course, luckily me and Martin and all the people from the FIT team never had to experience hunger, but we live, I don't know, maybe 5 miles of places where people are hungry every day. So it's like we know about poverty and we know about hunger. Like we see it every day in the news, but also when you have to go from a place to another here in Buenos Aires, that is the capital city of Argentina.
And it's really crazy that, you know, in America, it's hard to find someone like when you're trying to do stuff that's like you're trying to help someone here in America. And yeah, there's people in America that are going to bed hungry and stuff, but it's not as big of a problem as in a place like Argentina or over in Nigeria or all these other places in the world that, you know, there's a lot of struggle, right? And the fact that you can drive or walk 5 miles to a place that's in really bad shape, that to a lot of Americans in like even say some well-developed European countries like in London and in the British people and the Germans and stuff, you know, it's like, it's crazy when you think how little help there is for these people.
Yes. It's crazy. I mean, I were in America once time on vacation and had a friend there. And I don't know why we were like visiting places that are not like open to tourists. And he said, no, this part of the city is a little like it's the poor part of the city. And it was like, oh my God, if it is the poorest part of the city, it's amazing that even in America, the poorest part of the city is like the mean or the normal part of any other city in South America.
Yeah,
you don't know the luck that you have to live there.
Right. So the whole point of talking about this, right, is to kind of open the eyes of what Feed is trying to do. You know, it's a rough world out there. It's a really rough world. And I think if we can come together as people, you know, and fight world hunger, but also at the same time as investors, put a little bit of money back into our pocket while at the same time feeding people, I think that's the future of the world, right? I think the future is we could generate income for ourselves while at the same time generating income for third world countries and things like that.
Of course. And I mean, it's like that if you want to donate to one place, you're not going to make a big impact, of course, unless you're a millionaire. But in this way that we get together a lot of small donation for a lot of people, when we can send money from one place and really help the people that is in need.
And so what people don't see, right, is like, let's say, for instance, $100 in American money gets sent to a family in Argentina. How much would that feed that family?
I mean, of course, it depends on the family, but $100 maybe feeds one month, whole month. For example, our first donation to Venezuela was of $3,000, and with that money, the foundation feed 700 people for 1 week with $3,000 in Venezuela. So it's like amazing that.
It is amazing because if you think about it, right? If you just think about it, $3,000 in America doesn't go very far.
Yeah.
Because my rent is $1,500 for the month, which is pretty standard for a lot of American families, right? But for a place like, say, in the Philippines, rent there for the month is $100. Like,
yes, here in Argentina, the same. From when you $100, you rent a nice apartment.
right. Now, so when we're looking at these donations of like, say, $3,000, $5,000, $600, things like that, they are enough to change a lot of lives. And that's really important.
Yes, of course. I mean, if you hear $3,000, you say, well, it wasn't a big donation, but in Venezuela, we feed a family. No, what family? 700 people. Yes, 700 people for 1 week. It's like amazing to when you see in that way. And for example, the second donation was
that week. By the way, could be life or death for these
1 week. Yes. 1 week, 700 people for 1 week.
That's amazing.
Our second donation was through for a foundation that's called World Central Kitchen. That is based in New York, I think, but they work everywhere in the world, and they needed help for feeding the people in India that they are having a huge COVID outbreak. So this foundation sends cookers or partner with local restaurants and feed people in countries where there was a tragedy, like, well, India, and I think it was St. Vincent that had an eruption of a volcan. And, well, they go from place to place helping people in need.
And that's really awesome that you guys are doing these things. I think more tokens and more organizations need to be doing things like this. You see a few tokens out there that are charity based, right?
Yes.
But they're not really impacting real lives in areas where it really makes a difference.
Yes, I mean, we try to not to just donate money, but to get in touch with organizations and try to show the impact that the donation of our holders or our investors have. I mean, we try to ask people of the foundations that send us photos, or to see the real people that you are helping. Because maybe if not, it's just a number that moves from one side to another. We want our people to be aware of what they are doing. You know what I mean? Right.
Because it's great to say, I gave $1 million to charity, but you don't see the impact of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's our idea. Maybe
right.
Our donation. I mean, we are just 1 month old. Our donations maybe are smaller than the others projects, but we try to focus in poorest countries and to show the real impact that we are doing for the people.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, if the impact is real and you're impacting lives, growth can happen.
Yeah.
That's the thing. As people are seeing these impacts, they're going to see the real changes that are taking place.
Yes, of course. It's a really nice project. And you say that you have friends from another countries, and that's what's happening here in FEED. Like, we are getting in touch with a lot of people from a lot of different countries and different cultures, and they are helping, or they are telling us, well, let's donate here or let's donate there. And a lot of people are helping us with raising awareness of our project in their countries and putting in contact with different
and
YouTubers or influencers in every country. So we are having like this interview, or maybe a writing interview, or it's really nice when you get in touch with people from all over the world, and different cultures.
Absolutely, because the internet has made the world a very small place.
Yes, it is.
But it's still a very big place with a lot of big problems. I mean, like, the food shortage is not the only problem in the world, but at least you guys are fighting to fix it.
Yes, we are, and we hope that we can keep doing it, because it's a nice project, and more and more people. Like in our first month, we are like 7,000 people inside Feed that are working and are helping us to make it grow. So we are really happy for our first month.
And I have a lot of hope for you guys. Now, with your tokenomics, right? With the way that it's set up, let's explain that a little bit. And also, let's touch on your roadmap.
Okay. Well, tokenomics, the first thing we wanted to show our investor, our people, was that we are real for the long term. I mean, that in these new tokens there are a lot of new projects coming out every day. But sadly, there are a lot of fake projects or So we wanted to show that we are real. So we audited our contract twice. We locked all the team wallets or the marketing wallets. So a small part of it unlocks every month to show that we are here to work for a long time. Also, the charity wallet is locked, and only the part that will be donated unlocks every month. Of course, we show our face and we show our names and we show our LinkedIn's and we talk to the people every day. So that's why a lot of people at the beginning it's like a different type of project when you see the team behind it. You know what I mean?
Right. Because there's a lot of mistrust because of all the people that are bad people that are out there, right? It's hard to build trust. It's hard to build a rapport with folks. And that's the difficult thing, right? It's hard to build a name that people are like, okay, these are good people. But I really feel like, you're doing these things that you can to build faith. You have the charity wallet unlocked so you can give out of it, right? And then you have these other things put into place where they're locked and then they become available. And you're just showing people, this is our word. It's only going to come unlocked at this specific time.
Yes, you won't see that type of tokenomics in most of the project but we wanted to show the first that we are not just launching a new token to be 1 month and okay, bye-bye. I mean, we wanted to show that we are planning for the long term. I mean, long term in the real life, maybe it's 10 years. Long term in a crypto is 1-2 years. I mean, 1 year is a really long term in crypto space.
Right.
So we locked our wallets for 1 year, most of them.
That's great. So your guys are locked in at least for the year.
Yes. The people that help us to, like the early investors that help us to create the project or generate all the structure of Fit token, they have their wallets locked for 1 year.
So what's the next step? Where you guys go from here?
Well, I mean, at our first month, we have all our roadmap for first quarter done. We're listed in CoinMarketCap, we're listed in CoinGecko, we made our first donations. We are having a lot of followers in Instagram and Twitter, and this weekend we launched a campaign to Spanish speakers because here in Argentina we have a lot of followers and a lot of holders, but very few from our country or from our region. So we try to add us to that people this weekend. We are launching a new website to be more direct of what we are doing. And our next step that we are working on it, and I hope that soon we can have some news, is to partner and to have partnership with 1 or 2 charity institutions, one from here, from Argentina, very good and very, very known, and one from another place. I think that it will be South America too. To help them not just one time, but to help them every month. So we can help in the long run to these institutions. Another one, and more like talking about the crypto world, we want to be listed on an exchange that we are having meetings and negotiation with a lot of them and trying to find which one will be the best for us.
Well, that's exciting, because you guys have your eye on the future. And I am so excited to see you guys make a difference, because there needs to be a change to change the world. The world needs some help. They're not doing too hot. So
yes, our idea in the long term, of course, we need to grow a lot for that, but it's not just donate to help people in need, but maybe to back a project or to back to help a project to develop that helps in the fight against hunger from its foundation, not the consequences of the shortage of food. I don't know if you can understand what we want to make.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think what would be super helpful, right, is maybe sponsor some farms.
Yes, some farms, research projects, maybe some. There are a lot of things that we plan for the future, and we plan to do with feed. And also we are trying to work on partnership with some brand or some global food company. So when you buy, if you can pay with feed, some little part of your buy goes directly to the charity wallet, so we can donate more and more. I mean, it's like we have a lot of things like running. The problem is that the real world moves slower than the crypto world. So we're working a lot here. There are a lot of people that are working. We hire a lot of new people, and we have some people of the community helping us. One from Nigeria, one from America, one from UK. That they are helping also with the language barrier, as we were speaking before with you. So we are really happy and we are really excited on the future of the field. Of course, that in this week or this month, our first month was very rough with the crypto market, but I think we hold very strong.
I think the coins that are starting in the crash have the greatest potential to go far, especially for investors, because the market's down. It's cheap to buy in. I think that if these new tokens and coins that pop up, if they just hold on and persevere, the sky's the limit, man. I think that they could do anything if they just push.
Yes, I always tell that for any people. I mean, not talking just about feed, and especially for people from poor countries. You have to save and you have to invest in cryptocurrencies. I think whatever you are able every month to put, $5, $10, $100, whatever you can. You have to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum.
That's what I tell people too. Like $5, just take $5 and invest. Do something, man. You got to do something to start changing your future, and I think it starts with investing.
Yeah. I mean, we have to save our money from the devaluation. I don't know if you know that war in America. I think that you will soon know if government keeps printing money. But here in Argentina, it's like we have 50% of inflation every month, every year, and you can save.
Earlier today, I was on a call, right, with another currency, and we were talking about devaluation. So this is the big point I want to point out for the listeners at home. Okay, do not take the language barrier as a sign of ignorance. He just used a really good term, devaluation. It means the guy understands money.
Yes, we do. And here in Argentina, we're one of the countries with most devaluation. Like, I think that we are the third or the fourth country in devaluation terms or inflation of our money. I mean,
right. Hyperinflation is a problem.
Hyperinflation, yes. We had one of them, like we have one hyperinflation every 15 and 20 years. But our base of inflation is like 25% a year. So it's unbelievable.
And what it is, it's the government playing with people's money.
Yes, they print money to pay their over expense or the corruption. I don't know. And
it's a form of legal corruption is what it is. And they get into these trade wars. So what they do is they hyperinflate their money so that it makes their exports more expensive. It makes imports. It's a mess up. It's messed up.
It's a way of taxation for everyone because they print money and they have more money, but you don't. I mean, you go to buy bread or milk, and every month is more expensive. So I think that's another reason why cryptocurrencies are so important and so you are hearing about crypto every day and more and more and more because people are running from fiat money and putting their savings in crypto.
Exactly. We were just talking about fiat. That was the whole reason why we got talking about this whole thing about devaluation, because fiat currency isn't as reliable. It's so much more prone to manipulation by the government and banks.
Yes, it is.
You are a very intelligent person, Sebastian.
Thank you, Crowley. Yes, I have to improve my English. I know it, but it's like in this 3-4 months that we are working with feed, I had no time to study a little more.
You know what I think might help? You know what helped Jackie Chan? He watched American movies without subtitles and he listened to American music.
No, I mean, I understand everything. The problem for me is when I speak.
Well, he would sing along with it.
Yes.
He would sing along with it, and then he would start copying the lines and speaking with it. You know what I mean? I think that might help a little bit. That's what I have an editing team that's based in India, and what the what my contact over there has done is he's making them listening to J. Cole music all the time.
Yeah.
And like their English is getting better just from listening to it because they have a hard time understanding it, right?
Yeah.
And then he's having them also start speaking to each other in English, which I feel kind of bad to an extent, right? Because they're misunderstanding each other, but they're doing it for the better of the company,
Yeah. Cool.
And I think that if you're working on yourself like you are with your English, I think that should help install some confidence in the holders because you actually care about improving yourself. So you care about improving the project.
Yes, of course. And as it's a global project, we need to get in touch with a lot of people from a lot of countries. So like the English is the universal language, So well, we have to. I mean, the other day we are talking all day here in our offices, and they are they are really big and nice. You can see it in our website, and we say, well, okay, today just speak in English, so we improve. I mean, there are a lot of people on my team that are like natives, and they speak very good. But well, I want them to help me to improve my English.
Well, good, man. Well, it's good to see you striving and trying and growing as a person as well as improving the world. I really want to thank you both for coming out. I know that Martin didn't do much speaking. That's okay.
Next time he will be here. He's working. I mean, we are. You don't know the lot of work that moving a cryptocurrency is like crazy.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. I know a little bit more than the persons that are listening at home. The people at home don't see it as much as I do, but it is a lot of work, man. And if you guys want to come back in a few months, and because your English will be better by then too, and then everyone at home will see how far you've come. I would love to have you back.
Okay, Curly, we too, and I hope that in a couple of months we can tell you about our new donations, the new help, the new improvements, not only from our English, but also for Feed Token and our project and our mission.
Absolutely. Now, everybody at home, Feed Token is trying to make a real difference. So make sure to check them out. All of their socials and their website can be found in the description below. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share with all of your friends and to ring the bell so you can keep in the know about the new currencies coming your way that are coming out every single day. Now, the only thing left to do is when you buy some Feed Token is to hodl that